Here's the guide for factoring polynomials. We need to start with the common monomial factoring. Then whatever will be the result, we're going to categorize them as to whether the result is a binomial, trinomial, or multinomial, and we have specific processes under specific results. Then we end it. Let's examine and factor completely this given binomial expression. If you want to factor this given binomial expression, probably the first thing that comes into our mind is of course the process of factoring a difference of two squares. But of course, generally we always start with common monomial factoring. But since the first and the second terms doesn't have any common numerical coefficient aside from one, common factor, and the little coefficients are expressed in different variables, a cubed and b cubed, then we can go and skip the factoring using the common monomial factoring. So again, if we're going to look at this and consider possibly that this would be difference of two squares, number one is that since the operation separating the two terms is addition, then we can no longer use that. However, we still have another factoring method that is actually considering a binomial expression separated by addition. This example may fall into the category of sum of two cubes. Again, sum of two cubes. Sum, we have here addition, and we're going to examine if the first and the second term or both terms are perfect cube. When can we know that a certain expression is a perfect cube? First, the numerical coefficient must be a perfect cube. Okay, so it would be possibly x cubed, numerical coefficient for any x. So since we have here 1, that would mean 1 as a numerical coefficient is a cube of 1, and 8 is actually represented as 2 cubed. In short, both numerical coefficients for the first term and second term are perfect cubes. Now, it's not enough for us to guarantee that the numerical coefficient be perfect cubes to say that this would be a sum of two cubes, because for the literal coefficient, the identification whether it's a perfect cube is that, or the literal coefficient is a perfect cube if the exponent, okay, let's say for example here x to the power of n, if this n here is divisible by 3 or multiple of 3, 6, 9, 12, and so on and so forth. And we can see here that our a is raised to 3 and b is raised to 3. Both of the exponents are divisible by 3. So together with earlier identified as numerical coefficient for the two of them being perfect cube, and the little coefficient connects to this pattern or conforms to this criteria, this would mean that this is really considered as a sum, okay, of two cubes. Now, once we can guarantee that the expression is a sum of two cubes, we can use now the factoring process intended for the factorization of the sum of two cubes. The sum of two cubes, or when we factor a sum of two cubes, it comprises of a binomial factor and a trinomial factor. Okay, so I have here a binomial and a trinomial factor. And what would be the content or the terms that can be found in the binomial expression and in the trinomial expression here? Let's look at the binomial expression first. It would be a combination. Since it's sum, it would follow the sign here. Okay, so it would follow the sign where the first term here is the cube root of your first term, 1a cube, and the second term here is also a cube root of the second term, 8b cube. Now, some of you might be wondering, as we have this process now, we are actually using radical expressions, which is not yet covered by this topic, if you're talking about this topic as what you're learning right now. But let me introduce this concept. Once you take here the cube root of a literal coefficient with a degree. Of course, we have guaranteed already that the exponent is divisible by 3. We will divide the exponent by 3. So that would mean you have a 3 divided by 3. You will get here a result of a. If this is, let me say, if this is actually 30, so that's actually 30 divided by 3, and since we are sure that the exponent is divisible by 3, we will get here an integral exponent. So that is what will happen if we take the cube root of a perfect cube of a number, or if we're dealing with a radical expression just like this one. So the first term here is obviously now a. Now, if we have a combination of numerical coefficient and a literal coefficient, simply take the cube root of 8, that's actually 2, and you will have here the cube root of your b cube, which would follow the same pattern as a here. In short, you will have here 2b, or b to the power of 1 as 3 over 3. So you will have here a plus 2b. Hopefully at this point, it's clear that this is how we compute or identify the binomial factor for a sum of two cubes. We are not yet done because we have here a trinomial expression. Okay, so hopefully that's clear. Take the cube root of the first term since it's a perfect cube as identified earlier, so we can take its cube root. Similarly, the cube root of the second term being identified as a perfect cube, we can also get its exact cube root. Because if this will not be exact, then obviously in the first place, your terms are not perfect cubes and they are not sum of two cubes. Hence, this is no longer possible. But once we have guaranteed that the terms are perfect cube, separated by addition, and we have established the sum of two cubes, we can guarantee that the binomial factor of such two cubes would be similar to this. Take note, we are using the same sign as in the middle here. Now, let's look into the trinomial expression. This trinomial expression is also unique. You will have three terms. The first term, okay, is the square of this value here. So you will have a squared. So the trinomial expression connects to your binomial expression. Hence, it's important to start with the identification of the correct binomial factor before the trinomial factor. So you take the square of your first term in the binomial expression. So you will have here a squared. The third term, let me jump to the third term, is the square of your second term in the binomial expression. So if you're going to take the square of that, take note you are squaring the entire expression with 2 using power law. That's actually equal to 2 squared b squared, and we know that 2 squared is actually equal to 4b squared. The result here as the square of the second term of your binomial expression is the correct form, 4b squared. Take note it's positive because we're squaring that, so we're expecting here plus. Now, what would be the middle term? The middle term for a trinomial factor of the sum of two cubes is this one here, the negative of the product of these two. Okay? Simply multiply them, negative a times 2b. So the result for that is actually negative 2, rearranging the coefficients, a, b. So you will have here minus 2a, b. This is now the complete factor of our sum of two cubes identified on our expression. Take note that the trinomial expression or the trinomial factor depends much on your binomial expression here, because the first term of a trinomial expression is the square of the first term, the third term is the square of your second term, and the middle term is the product of the first and second term with negative sign. That is how we factor the sum of two cubes, again, once we have guaranteed that really our expression is a sum of two cubes. The next factor we're looking for is for our next subscriber. Subscribe now!